So this is my XI, based on expectation. Worst players at the World Cup based on expectation and based on the fact that they did not meet up to the expectation that we set for them. This is my most underwhelming World Cup XI. That's the players that had some level of expectation. Like you had a level of expectation from them coming into the World Cup, and they came into the World Cup and they did not deliver as expected, right? So this is, going from goalkeeper to attack, and this is my personal opinion. So in goalkeeping, I pick Muslera, right? I didn't have too much expectation of any goalkeeper in the World Cup, but I'm just looking at it. I going back, to all the Uruguay matches that I watched, Muslera was a very, very disappointing goalkeeper, right? In this contest. In defense, I have 3 defenders. Marquinhos and Gabriel, for me, they were underwhelming. They didn't shine the way I expected them to shine in this World Cup. I expected a lot from Marquinhos and Gabriel. These are 2 Champions League finalists, and they came into this World Cup, and their partnership did not really gel for Brazil. So they are in this team for me. They didn't meet up to expectation. Robertson and the Robertson for Scotland. He was very, very anonymous in this World Cup. A lot of people might not even remember that he even came to this World Cup. He's a top player, and coming into this World Cup for Scotland, everybody looked at him as one of those players that will shine in this World Cup. But at some point, they started removing him from the Scotland matches. Then in the midfield, right, I have 4 midfielders. For obvious reasons. Bruno, Vitinha, João Neves. These 3. They came into this World Cup with everybody looked at them as the golden midfield of the World Cup. Everybody looked at them as a midfield that was going to scatter everywhere. They came in and they did not do anything. The 3 of them, they were a total disappointment in this World Cup. Also, Federico Valverde, right? One of the best midfielders we have in the world, but he was somewhat anonymous in this World Cup for Uruguay. Remember, Uruguay were supposed to finish second in their group, and they somehow got only 2 points and finished third on their group, allowing Capo Verde to go ahead of them, in their group stage. So Uruguay was very, very shambolic, and Valverde didn't really shine in this World Cup as expected, right? Remember, this squad is based on expectation. Then in my attack, I have Neymar Jr., I have Cristiano Ronaldo in number 9, and I have Scott McTominay. Neymar Jr., for obvious reasons, right? We expected Neymar to come into this World Cup and, at least give us a proper last dance. He wasn't able to perform. He didn't even get opportunity to play any matches. But thank God for him. At least he got an opportunity to score a penalty in the knockout stage. Cristiano Ronaldo, this is supposed to be his last World Cup. He came into this World Cup with high expectations. Everybody felt like he was going to be the player to win the World Cup. But he was able to score 2 goals against Uzbekistan and 1 penalty against Croatia. And that was not a wonderful World Cup for me. So Cristiano Ronaldo obviously had to be in this team because of the expectation we had of Ronaldo. McTominay. Looking at McTominay, you would think that McTominay was going to shine, at least for Scotland. At least represent. But for some reason, McTominay did not do anything in this World Cup, right? A lot of people might not even remember that a player like McTominay came. So this is my XI, based on expectation. Worst players at the World Cup based on expectation and based on the fact that they did not meet up to the expectation that we set for them.
Experience football in pure clarity, every moment brought to life. This is the Ultimate Football Channel. Subscribe for more.